Good evening. We can start now. Welcome to the meeting of the Plymouth Community School Board for June 5, 2018. If you'll join me in the pledge, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our first item is to set the agenda and additions or corrections.
From the time of posting, we did remove, consider food bids. We added some flagging documents to some existing agenda items, including the crossing agreement, the NISA fiscal services agreement, the new tech continuation agreement, and there were some personnel additions as well.
With those changes, I entertain a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 1.3, audience participation. Again, thank you for being here. Are there any agenda items that anyone would like to speak to this evening? When we get to them, we'll have another opportunity near the end if anyone changes their mind. But again, thank you for coming to our meeting. Section 2 on consent agenda. Are there items of the consent agenda that a board member would like to pull out and consider separately? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, on the business transactions, item 3.1 this evening, consider Riverside Intermediate School principal.
It is a pleasure this evening to be recommending to you Mr. Kyle Kaufman as the next principal at Riverside Intermediate School. Mr. Kaufman quickly rose to the top of nearly 40 applicants. In addition, knowing the work that he has been able to accomplish as a teacher and as an assistant principal in our district, I'm confident in his skill set, attention to detail, passionate leadership, and a desire to facilitate the success of others, especially our students. So with that, I'm confident in him and in my recommendation to you this evening as the principal at Riverside.
So moved. Second.
And motion is second. Discussion. Go ahead, Larry.
I just make a few comments. I talked to Kyle earlier and told him that I spoke to several people at the high school and Plymouth community and substitute teachers and everybody else, and got nothing but very positive vibes. And I'm most confident he's going to do an excellent job. And, we made the right choice.
Well, one of the problems, Mr. Condon, when you have good people, and give them an opportunity to show their wares, you're at risk. So your loss is Riverside's gain, I suspect. And I know, in talking to Mr. Kaufman here before the meeting, there's a dedication there to what's going on at Riverside, and there's a lot of good things going on at Riverside, and I have every expectation that you'll be a great leader there, and leading the way that inspires the students and the staff. So I wish you well. I'll give you an opportunity to make any comments that you'd like to make.
Just really excited to work with Mr. Welch and the teachers at Riverside. Everyone I've spoken to who works there says that it is like a family, special place for students. And I'm rocket ready and cannot wait for the 18-19 school year to begin.
Very good. Well, all good. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Item 3.2, consider Plymouth High School athletic director appointment. This doesn't come up very often, so.
It does not, and it is another pleasure to recommend to you Mr. Michael Dell as the next athletic director at Plymouth High School. Another competitive position and a rigorous process, and Mr. Dell clearly stood out as the best candidate for this job. With skills and a vision for Big Red sports that will help honor the tradition of success from its experience while laying the groundwork for what high school sports will be moving in the future. We're confident in his abilities to serve our students and our community in this role. With your approval, he will be the 4th athletic director in the history of Plymouth High School.
Just have a hard time keeping people.
I would so move.
Second.
We have motion and a second discussion.
I just make a comment about Michael. I've known Michael as a student, an athlete, a teacher and a coach, and he's been successful at every level. And I have the utmost confidence he's going to do an excellent job. And I know one person who's going to be extremely proud of it, and that's grandfather Wallabine.
I mentioned to Michael earlier that one particular family is saddened and laments the fact that he no longer is going to coach tennis. We wish you well.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Plymouth sports at this next phase. I think it'll be something. I'm looking forward to it.
I as well. Congratulations. Well deserved. Obviously, your support team is here, and I suspect we'll always be here for you. And I appreciate we had an opportunity to visit before the meeting, the comments and the vision that you have for Plymouth sports. I think we share a lot in common in that arena, especially because some of our friends to the east. With that being said, not to share things out of an executive session, but how do we measure success here at Plymouth? People measure that in many different ways, but the bottom line for me, and I know for you, is we do things the right way. And I have every expectation that's how we're going to continue to do things under your leadership. So congratulations. We have a motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I got ahead of myself a little bit. I'm going to give you the same opportunity to make any comments that you want.
I look forward to carrying on the legacy that the 3 athletic directors that have, Mr. Ben, Mr. Nixon, and my grandfather, Mr. Howland. It's been very important to me. Plymouth Athletics has been very important to me from a very early age. As I said in a meeting earlier, ever since Cecil the Samuelson to Skiles, I can remember vividly the state finals of '82 and was also on the sideline coaching when we were devastated in 2005 and saw his other shot. And, I've been blessed to coach so many great kids in the tennis program, multi-sport athletes. So I just look forward to a new challenge, but more importantly, just serving our community in a new way. So thank you for the opportunity.
I appreciate you bringing that up. It does conjure up memories, not the least of which is, the camera focusing on this little kid. So just think, all is not lost, and there's always a plan. So never give up.
Mm-hmm.
So again, thank you. We voted? We did all that, yeah? Yep. Now we have less exciting things, perhaps, but important nonetheless. And certainly, for those that want to enjoy the beautiful evening. item 3.3, we have a resolution to establish education fund and operations fund.
Yes, due to the fact that House Bill 1009 was passed, the governing body is to establish a student instruction fund, according to IC Code 20-42.5, and also we are to establish an operations fund. So, we would like to, have the school board establish those two funds at this time, so that when we get to January, they'll be in place and we can transfer money from those accounts. Those resolutions to transfer funds from will come later.
So,
Second.
that motion is second, and for clarification, for those that don't follow House Bills 1009 and those types of things, these are not additional funds, in terms of what we already have. This would be in lieu of, funds that we currently have. So the general fund is now the education fund, or will be, and then transportation, bus replacement, capital projects will be the operations fund. Did I say that correctly? So I don't want there to be an impression that we're creating funds and moving dollars out of the funds that we currently have, but it's, again, by statute, changing the funds that we currently have from 1, 2, 3, 4 into 2. Debt service will continue to be debt service. All right, I lost track. We have a motion and second. Any other questions, or all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 3.4, adopt a resolution to transfer funds to levy excess fund.
So, this one, and then actually in addition to the next two, are surrounding, this last time, auditors from State Board of Accounts are here and uncovered an oversight and asked us to adopt these next few resolutions just to make the accounting correct on it. We do receive dollars from the county. It used to be through property tax replacement credits. It's now called local income taxes. So if the county receives additional dollars above what was certified, then we get those and are received into levy excess fund or excess levy fund. Usually we get a notice on those that here it is, and receive it here, transfer it here, and there have been a few years over the past 11. And see these next three here, where that it's just an oversight. So this resolution will remedy that. It's not new dollars or not additional dollars. It's just a step we need to take to make sure our accounting is precise and accurate. So this first one is adopting a resolution to transfer funds to levy excess. This allows us to transfer the funds that should have been received into the levy excess fund and not into the fund that was received into.
Yep. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. I continue to argue against the terminology here because it gives the impression that somehow the school has overtaxed or received excess funds beyond what is authorized, and that's not the case. I'm not going to win this argument, so I'm going to keep it short. There's nomenclature that we have to use, but it can lead to misunderstanding. So your explanation was spot on, but I have to jump on the soapbox every now and then. So we have a motion and second. Any other questions? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 3.5, adopt a resolution to transfer from levy excess fund to general.
Again, tied to the same issue as a separate year and separate not receiving notice, and so just to rehash, once we receive dollars into the excess fund, the DLGF does place that on the order where those dollars need to transfer. So this resolution reflects the transfer that should have been made in that particular year.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
Same explanation.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 3.6, adopt resolution to transfer from levy excess fund to transportation operations fund.
Again, same issue, just transfer should have occurred into the transportation fund in that particular year. And so this resolution, we're going to do that.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 3.7, consider bonds for corporation treasurer, deputy treasurer, and NIESC administrative assistant. Excuse me.
Yes, as required by state law, the treasurer and deputy treasurer to be bonded. And then as Northern Indiana Educational Service Center, we are their legal entity, agency, and so they like their secretary that handles money to be bonded as well. So we have filed this with the recorder's office as required, and copies for in the board packet for you. You can see that we did file them with the recorder's office. And even though those things up above, I'm asking that you still bond me.
So moved. Second.
We have motion and second. I probably asked this before in the previous year, but why, this used to be done at the first of the year, why are we doing it in June?
They changed it. The state changed it to July 1st. I double checked with the auditors and said, it is July 1st. And they said, yes,
So
it
just
used to
matching
be
it with
January.
the fiscal year instead of the calendar year. So we'll see this a lot. We have motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 3.8, consider agreement for residential services.
Yes, this is with regards to one of our students receiving intensive academic support and residential care. There's a transfer of excess costs to the state of Indiana, and so we're asking that he continue on with his development and growth in those two particular areas. And by doing this, then we can go back to where we need to be in July 1st.
So moved.
Have motion and second. Any other questions or discussion? Thank you. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 3.9, consider the crossing agreement.
We have had an agreement with the crossing to provide educational services for a certain number of students in the community. They have a relationship with several districts throughout the state of Indiana. I'm recommending we continue that for 1 year. There is an adjustment in it where previously we have had to maintain and pay for 15 seats regardless, and do a very good job of keeping those maintained. However, in our work with them this year, we sought more flexibility, so it'll just be each month the number of students we have in there.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions?
So basically, only for the students in attendance.
Correct. So if we have a month when it's 14, then we pay for 14.
So it should be.
Have motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item 3.10, consider NIESC fiscal service agreement.
We've been the fiscal agency for NESIC for 4 years, I think it is. And so this is an annual agreement that needs renewed, not renewed.
That's a different motion.
Renewed. So that we can continue to serve in that capacity.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, so it's a renewal.
It's a renewal.
It's a renewal. Any changes?
No changes, no.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 3.11, consider Blueberry Festival agreement.
While I don't have the number of years that this agreement has been around, I know it's a while. There is no changes from the one before you to the previous year. And we're proud just to continue that partnership with the Marsh County Blueberry Festival.
So moved.
Second.
Have motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Getting close to that time of year.
Yeah.
3.12, consider new tech continuation agreement.
Yes, we, as you know, have been a partner with the New Tech organization since PBL School of Inquiry, the Widener School of Inquiry, got off the ground, and K-12. I'm recommending that continue for 2 years. It is significantly less of a financial obligation than we've had in years past. A couple of reasons for that. Number one, we just try to be good fiscal agents of our taxpayers and tax dollars. At the same time, we really developed a strong capacity within our project-based learning environments, thanks to their help, and it's always been their goal and their communication with me that they build that capacity and kind of let loose. So we're at that point now, and proud of that. When the kid is well, look at the costs associated, and we won't be using any general fund dollars to support that. So that's good news.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. 313, report on school safety and security.
Good evening. I'd like to take this opportunity to discuss some of the things that we did last year and what we're looking forward to doing next year from a safety and security standpoint. This past school year, we started using staff development videos. These are scenario-based videos that we used with our staff during professional development, our teachers' aides, lunch aides, and then also our secretary staff that watch all of our front doors. During these videos, you are given a scenario, and then you will break down into a small group and you will discuss what to do next. Some of them are very simple, I will say, scenarios, and some of them will get your heart rate going as you watch these. What we're trying to do is to teach all of our kids, our staff, everyone involved, that you have options during emergencies. And so this training will help you prepare if you are involved in an emergency in the building or even in just your regular life. We are also looking at some other models that would help us to build on these options that we provide for everyone involved. I recently attended the Safety Specialist Academy in Indianapolis. During our training, I got to sit down and then have a class and then meet with the State Fire Marshal Office, James Greason. He then came up to Plymouth the following week and we had a meeting and we discussed our magnets because that was one of the topics that we had down there. So by August, we have all of the schools will get guidelines from the State Fire Marshal Office and Homeland Security on school safety and what to do for securing your doors. The items that you see a lot of times, like on Facebook and some of that stuff, they sometimes will violate the American Disabilities Act, so you can't use a lot of that stuff, or they'll violate codes. When we originally got these magnets, the fire marshal could not okay them because that is issuing a variance, and they are not allowed to. That has to go to this committee that's going to hand out the guidelines. So during our meeting, I was able to show him what the magnets were that we purchased, and then what protocol we will be using in case of a real fire. We'll actually be taking these out, putting them in our emergency bags as we exit the building, so the building will be fire safe again. He liked them so much, he actually took samples back down to Indianapolis to share with the committee to help us in the future. So I'm hoping very soon that we get some really good news from Indianapolis moving forward for our safety of the children, to secure them. Another thing that we're going to address this summer is our threat assessment team. We're looking at ways to broaden the scope of expertise that we want to bring in, and then also how to tighten the process when we receive threats. So we will be looking at all the aspects of that team together. This summer, I'm going to spend a lot of time to refine and to and then share the reunification protocols. We'll be using our reunification even from as simple as when we have a bus accident, we have to remove the students. We need to be more accurate on how we document getting our parents and our kids back together. So we're going to look at that whole program over this summer to, like I said, refine it. And then the one last thing of this summer, I also received from the training in Indianapolis, is we want to look at how we can expand the opportunity for people to communicate with us. Right now we have our anonymous tip line on our web site, the corporation website. However, we need to take down the barriers that keep the kids from getting us the information. So we're going to look at a couple different models over the summer to increase that opportunity to share that information between them and us. So those are what we did kind of last year and what we're looking forward to this year. Are there any questions?
Ronnie, did the state appropriate more funding for school safety?
They have put more into the grants. They're continuing to fund the grants. They're opening up other grants. As far as giving direct money, I can't answer that question.
The special session indicated such, how that gets to us, I don't know.
Are we ever gonna look at metal detectors? I hate to say that, but I get asked that a lot.
I do too, quite frequently. Actually, Mr. Harley and I have had a couple meetings with some parents. We are looking, but there are concerns that we have. Number one, you need 2 armed personnel to man every entrance then that is covered by a metal detector. Because if you do have a weapon, we don't want an unarmed teacher or someone to be trying to get that weapon.
Exactly.
Number 2, for just the high school, you have to funnel 1,100 people, single file line through however many exits you're going to put them at. And then the biggest problem that I see, now I have created a target outside of the buildings if a bad person is willing to do harm. Because kids are standing in line before they come in the buildings. So we are always looking at how we can improve our school safety. We are looking at that. I have a lot of concerns for those.
It's not easy, I understand that.
Not convenient.
I hope it never comes to that.
I don't know. I hope we find a better answer.
Yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel what we have in place now is serving our students?
There is no magic right answer, one word fix. I think we are on the right track. I have one still in this building, but I look at all of them as my kids, and we're going to do what is absolutely necessary to keep these kids safe. Can I do that 100% of the time? No, but I can try. I'm on the right track.
Thanks for what you do.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, Brian.
Welcome.
It's just a troubling discussion, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I mean, when you talk just matter of factly of when we get the next threat, as opposed to if, I mean, that's just a statement in and of itself.
I've often told people I hate that there's a position like mine, but I love the position I'm in. So I know that sounds weird, but I hate that there's this job.
Well, yeah, I understand. It's nothing personal. I do too. But again, appreciate your report.
Okay.
314, we have a project update.
We do. If you've driven by, you've seen that project is underway, and we had our first actual construction meeting today. Topsoil's being removed. They've established a silt frame around the perimeter. I've had questions about that. What's the little black thing going all the way around? That's just helps prevent erosion, keeping the dirt off the streets as much as possible. Taking down little goalposts and the press box, demolished. They're starting to just establish the grade and getting ready for the building. So next is, I think, actually today they were starting the water main location. So we are do anticipate Derek from the School Corporation to be able to attend future board meetings, provide his perspective and get the data from the career as well. So look forward to that.
Very good. Here's the superintendent reports.
Well, I do want to thank the board for their support and vote tonight for two outstanding administrators moving into leadership positions with greater responsibilities. These two individuals really do exemplify the clinical students that we desire in Plymouth, and we should all feel a high level of confidence and gratitude to have them continue to serve our community in these roles. Additionally, with respect to our clinical students, and you just spoke, I want to recognize Mr. Brown. Student safety, school security is certainly our highest priority, and it's a complicated, as Mr. Pinkerton said, it's a complicated topic. It's an emotional one. But to have him on our team to help lead, guide, train our stakeholders, help us navigate that throughout our school system is tremendous. Because his commitment to our students is also exemplary, and someone who we have great confidence. So appreciate that. Caring. The last day of school this year was certainly great and wonderful. It was interesting in that more than I can really recall in recent memory, as I look at the observation of fourth graders, they're excited to be moving on the Riverside, but they were teary-eyed this year and crying and emotional that they were saying their goodbyes to their respective elementaries. And as we've talked as a team, we really attribute that to just a wonderful, caring environment staff work hard to create for our kids, and it was perplexing to find a little joy in some student sadness, but it was a tribute to the work that's going on. High expectations. I just wanted to congratulate Plymouth High School. They had several accolades. One I wanted to highlight was them being recognized by the Indiana Department of Education for the number of students they have had FAFSA. And it sounds kind of simple, but to work with our students and our families and having these expectations that kids do that creates hope, creates opportunity for them to continue to pursue education, training, and those opportunities after high school. So to receive that recognition at the state level, the recognition was that we had greater than 70% of our kids complete that.
You say it sounds simple. Anybody that's gone through the past one knows.
Easy to say. You're right. Teamwork. I really would like to express my appreciation for several of our elementary teachers who volunteered to spend much of their final workday this year being trained in the reading intervention program that's going to contribute to our systematic efforts to support our struggling readers. Some time what they would maybe typically be doing on that last day and going noticed. We appreciated it. Integrity. I know we have some Riverside staff here. I wanted to compliment them and their students as well. Every team, to some level, contributed to a service project this year, and it's great to see our kids contributing to that and understanding the value in giving back, and certainly makes us proud. And with enjoyment, many of the end of the year celebrations were happening this year, acknowledging all the successes students experienced, a culmination of which is happening this week with commencement. So don't forget, it's Friday. I want to congratulate our seniors, their parents and families, as well as everyone on the PCSC team for helping them get to this stage of their lives. And I have just an information paper for board members on the times where we need to report to and outline appropriate for that. So our next board meeting will be Thursday, July 5th. We'll have executive session at 6:15. Board meeting following 7. It's a change to our typical practice of the first Tuesday just due to the holiday plans. So.
Thank you. Any questions? As promised, go back to the audience. Is there anyone that would like to comment on agenda items? Yes, sir.
I just want to take a minute. We're at Riverside, very pleased and excited to welcome Michelle Sens. She's here. She's going to be joining our 6th grade PBL team, teaching math.
coming from Southford Middle School Corporation. So we're very excited and happy to have her on board at Riverside.
Yes. Mr. Conlon.
Thank you. I just wanted to follow up by congratulating Kyle and Michael on their new positions. We are forever endeared for the service they gave our students and our school and for many years of great work. And at the same time, I am looking forward very much to seeing them carve their new pathways and the work they're going to do for us. So we will miss them in their old roles, but we are fortunate to have them in their new positions.
Yes, sir.
From a student perspective, I've gotten to know Mr. Kaufman and Mr. very well the past 3 years. I'm going to be a senior in high school, and they're both going to do a fantastic job with their new roles. Sad to see them go from their current positions, but it's really better. They're going to do a great job.
Anyone else? I see Mrs. Felke in the back. I can't help myself. Again, a new opportunity means, a change somewhere else. You guys have been a great team. And can't thank you both enough for what you've done to build, and really put into effect the vision, and exceed that, really, of what's going on at Wagner. So, change, it leads to opportunity. It's an opportunity.
Change is hard, but change is good. So, I look forward to the challenge of continuing on and continuing to have us grow and be strong and offer that culminating experience for our kids in PBL.
Well, I thought you were going to say what I was thinking. You got rid of the anchor, and now you're really going to expand.
Nailed it.
No, where I was really headed, wherever there's change, any support or anything that you see, let us know.
I appreciate
that. Again, thanks for the team, and I know we'll continue to have great success as you both continue. Any other comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you all.